What's up, YouTube? It's FitzBro, and we have a massive balance patch for Company of Heroes 3 that just released today, and it involves sweeping changes to balance for the game, as well as it's chock full of balance changes for the individual factions. So I'm going to make this easy for you. I'm going to go over the larger changes here in this video, and then I'm going to have subsequent videos which you can find on my channel for the allies and then the axis. I'm going to break it down to you just so it is bite-sized chunks. If you enjoy my Company of Heroes 3 content, make sure you're subscribed to the channel and join my Discord. I've got a Company of Heroes 3 role where you can pick up my build order guides that I have available. I'll have some new ones coming your way, and let me know what faction you are playing down in the comments below and what you think about these balance changes. Let's get into these big updates to Company of Heroes 3. Balance update 1.1.4. Now, they just had a developer Twitch stream on Relic Entertainment's Twitch channel, and they talked through some of the rationale if you want to go back and check out that VOD. But let's see what we have in store for us. They're excited to release the first major balance update, and they're focused on several key areas to tone down oppressive strategies and increase unit and strategic diversity. Let's be honest, this is their very fancy way of saying they're trying to address the blobbing issue of Company of Heroes 3. Let's see how they do. Continue to monitor unit faction performance for future updates. In this update, this is what you can expect. So these are the big changes you're going to see. General adjustment to balance for all factions. Like I mentioned, I'll have an Axis and Allies video after I go through the overall sweeping changes. Balance pass over battle groups. So those battle groups you know and love, we'll see what they've changed about each of those. Addressing the power of forward reinforcements, that is reinforcing on the front line with medical trucks, bunkers, etc. And significant changes in boost to heavy machine gun and anti-tank gun teams. So you can kind of guess this is geared at trying to stop infantry blobs and making this a little more popular for taking out tanks versus just having AT guns running amok around the map, picking off all of the armor. Okay, general gameplay changes. Let's see what we have. Anti-tank rifles. So that's going to be your Panzerjäger, your infantry section boys, etc. Anti-tank rifles are overperforming in their ability to shut down vehicle play and engage targets while under suppression. In fact, sometimes it was just better to not make armor because it's just going to die so quickly and just make more infantry. The following changes address these cases and allow vehicles to kite anti-tank rifle units. The range is being decreased from 40 to 35. That means you're going to have to get closer to that armor if you're going to fire. You're not going to just launch those AT rifles from across the map. Weapon cooldown modifier when suppressed increased. That means it's going to take longer to fire while you're suppressed by these machine guns. They're also working on buffing. So AT rifles, nerfed. I need a button, nerfed. I should just record myself screaming that and hit it on the stream deck. Auto reverse distance. Auto reverse distance is being increased to reduce how often a player needs to use the reverse ability and make it easier to back up during the battle. Yeah, if you ever had the issue where you're trying to kite, you're trying to get your armor out of there, and then you click it to reverse, and then you look and it's like, oh, it stopped. The rifle's caught you, and boom, you died. It's going to make it easier to back out of battle. Not to mention the range is going to have to be, they'll have to get closer for those AT rifles now. Barbed wire, armor increased from 1 to 10. Why have they done that? Well, have you ever noticed that if you build your barbed wire on the other side of your sandbags, like people do, and you're fighting, you're shooting over it, the enemy is shooting back, it dies so easily to like bullets flying over. Is killing barbed wire? It doesn't make any sense. So they're increasing the armor, so hopefully it survives longer and can actually be used versus just being useless and instantly destroyed. So barbed wire is going to be buffed. Bunkers. So the heavy machine gun, it looks like they've standardized the build time to 20 seconds. The button abilities, so these are going to be for the flak guns, multiple gun, motor carriage, U.S. Forces heavy machine gun team. That's his ability you can activate on those machine guns, the button ability. It's been overhauled to be less punishing. It was very good against vehicles before. Button vehicles can now fight back and will no longer be immobilized, allowing them to maneuver or retreat. Again, they're aiming at making infantry a little bit less effective versus armor. It no longer disables the weapons. Now reduces sight by 50% and speed by 25%. And the speed penalty is increased to 50% on penetrating hits. Duration set to 15 seconds. Indicator now added when the ability is active, and recharge time standardized to 120 seconds. So button ability is overall being nerfed here. Forward reinforcement times. We have adjusted forward reinforcement to lessen the power of frontline reinforcing. That's bringing the med truck to the front, sitting there, and you're fighting, and you think you just can't kill them because they just heal so fast, right? Especially during combat. This should dramatically lower the efficiency of forward reinforcing, making it less oppressive in larger games. Reinforcement time of in-combat units located 45 meters plus away from the HQ increased by 100% for a total of 200%. So that means they don't want to penalize you if you're healing in your own base. It's if you're like mid-map and you're doing this forward reinforcement while being in combat, right? And you can see it's increased while 45 minutes away from the HQ, increased by 100% reinforcement time. So that's reinforcement time across the board has been increased, but particularly if you're in combat, even more so. So ideally, kind of makes sense. You're trying to get patched up. You want to try not to be in combat. Okay, so forward reinforcement times, nerfed. Mobile anti-tank guns. Anti-tank guns are seeing improvements across the board, increasing their reliability and performance against vehicles. Additionally, we have implemented key adjustments to minimize the frequency of shells striking the terrain. Oh, thank you. Nothing's more frustrating than getting the perfect AT shot lined up and you go, boom, and it just hits the dirt, and this giant tiger tank's like LOL, and then reverses across the map, right? Because usually after like 1 or 2 shots, like that armor's getting out of there anyways. So you can't afford to be missing shots. We'll hit objects and terrain significantly less. It's going to apparently, the horizontal traverse speed increased. So I think that means it can turn faster. Should be able to turn much faster. Aim time has been decreased. Build time standardized. Reinforcement time standardized. Accuracy at long range increased by 7%. So mobile anti-tank guns have been buffed. Mobile heavy machine guns. Okay. Heavy machine guns are seeing improvements across the board to address their unreliability in their anti-infantry or anti-blob role. They want them to be better at stopping that. They're trying to kill blobs. Death to the blobs. Here comes the age of the heavy machine gun. We know it. Okay, what are they doing? Cost standardized to 40 manpower. Crew health is increased, buffed. Horizontal traverse speed, buffed. 35 to 50, that's much faster. Infantry now become pinned around 17% faster. That's a big buff. Reinforcement time standardized to 5 seconds. Suppression radius increased from 13 to 15. Suppression recovery now takes 3 seconds longer. Okay, so overall, heavy machine guns are being buffed. So you blob enjoyers out there, you are being put on notice. Smoke. What are they doing to the smoke? Reducing smoke duration serves 2 purposes. Reducing stall times for units. Yeah, who's ever been guilty of stalling out a cap point with smoke and hiding inside of it? Yeah, I know, especially you pathfinders. While also hiding in the smoke to counter heavy machine guns, which they're trying to buff. Machine guns are going to be so strong. Smoke duration has been decreased from 30 to 20 seconds, so it's losing 10 seconds of smoke time. So get your smoke break. It's not going to last as long as it used to be. And last but not least, before we get to the faction-specific changes, the snipers. We are reducing the effectiveness of snipers when operating independently. Sounds like they're nerfing snipers. They now will require spotters to utilize their full range and are more vulnerable to incoming fire. So they're going to be more vulnerable. They're going to need, they don't have full range without someone else looking up in front. Furthermore, these units will now fire marginally slower. So that, boom, that's like a triple nerf. So aim time standardized, target size has been increased, so easier to hit the sniper. Vision range decreased by 10, and the cooldown has been increased, meaning it's going to take longer to fire. So snipers overall have been nerfed. So just to recap before we get to the faction-specific stuff, the changes you're going to see: anti-tank rifles, nerfed. Auto reverse distance, buffed for vehicles. Barbed wire, buffed. Bunkers, I don't really know what about that change. Let me know in the comment. Button abilities, nerfed. Forward reinforcement, nerfed, very nerfed. Mobile anti-tank guns, buffed. Mobile heavy machine guns, buffed. Smoke, nerfed. And snipers, nerfed. Just there, it's just a whole video worth of changes. I'm excited about it. Be looking for my faction-specific updates where I'm going to be going through all of the US Forces changes and the British. Oh my gosh. And then I'm going to also go through all the Axis. Look at that. I'm getting dizzy. So watch for those videos. I'll have specific faction changes. And let me know what you think about the balance updates. I'm going to be streaming this live on twitch.tv/FitzBro today after I upload it. So come on over, say hello, And thank you so much for watching this video. I'll see you guys in the next one.